What's up everyone, welcome back. Today we have an exciting video on the channel. We have the brand new COROS Pace 3 that was just announced today. I want to say thank you to COROS for sending this out early because I've been able to wear this for about the last week or so and test it out, compare it to the Pace 2, and in this video I'm going to bring you my thoughts on all of the updates and some of the things that I think you need to know if you're interested in picking up the new COROS Pace 3. So I've been using the Pace 2 off and on for about the last year, and I really like it for what it is. It's a very small, lightweight, easy to use, and fairly accurate GPS watch. But there were always some things that were missing. With the Pace 3 that just came out today, a lot of those things have been added in, and I can much more confidently recommend this watch to a lot of you that watch this channel. So let's go over a few things that are the same on these watches and just get these out of the way. The screen size, pixel count, that's all the same. The way it looks, it all operates the same. The button layout and functions are the same, but the Pace 3 has a little bit bigger action button, and the digital crown is a different shape and feel as well. It moves the same, but it actually looks and feels a little bit better on the Pace 3 in my opinion. It felt a lot like a toy on the Pace 2, just to be honest, just the way it was shaped and the way it felt. And one thing that looks the same is the band, but the Pace 3 is slightly wider throughout the width of it and where it clips into the watch. So when you pick up both of these watches, you're gonna think that, wow, they're like really similar, but there's actually a lot of upgrades in the Pace 3, so we're going to start going over a few of those now. First up is the screen. The Pace 3 features a touch screen, which you can set to always on, navigation and activity, or navigation only. I actually played around with all three of these settings, and when it's set to always on, I felt like I just got a lot of accidental touches where sometimes it would work, sometimes it wouldn't, but you can also have it on so when you're running an activity, you can use your finger to swipe up and down on the data pages. I also thought that wasn't super useful and actually kind of the opposite of how I prefer to watch to work, but out of those three, I actually preferred the navigation only. The next big thing that the Pace 3 packs into this small body is Wi-Fi. So now you can download your firmware updates, and you can also sync via Wi-Fi, which is a big improvement. They've also included Bluetooth music in the Pace 3, and while I say that that is kind of an improvement, it's barely an improvement because you still actually have to download the MP3 files and load them on manually. There is no service like Amazon or Spotify or Apple Music. The next big thing is the GPS chip. This has 5 different satellite systems that it can read, and it can also do dual frequency, which is a big deal if you're really concerned about accuracy. The dual frequency is going to be really good, although it will eat up a little bit more battery. It is really cool to see COROS adding in kind of their premium GPS chips into their most inexpensive watch model. Previously, the Pace 2 only had 4 different satellite systems and you could not do dual frequency. Next up, and this is a big one, battery life. The Pace 2 said it could last 30 hours in GPS only mode. The Pace 3 can now go up to 38 hours in GPS only mode. And if you add the all GPS systems, it can go up to 25 hours or 15 hours in dual frequency, and up to 24 days in just regular daily use as opposed to 20 days with the Pace 2. So that's a really big improvement for the Pace 3 with the GPS only mode, which is what I primarily use my COROS watches anyway. Up to 38 hours in GPS mode is really awesome for the Pace 3. And the next big upgrade we're looking at, flip it over, we've got a new heart rate monitor area right here, and this actually features what they say is the same heart rate monitor, but it has an additional pulse oximeter which can measure your SpO2 readings. And finally, the last two things that I think are big upgrades with the Pace 3 are software based, which the Pace 2 will eventually get as well, but not until later this year, and that is turn-by-turn navigation and additional sport modes. So I've always thought that the Pace 2 felt much more like a road running watch that could also do trail running or other sports that were more extreme. But now with the Pace 3, we have trail running loaded right in, additionally hiking and a few other winter extreme sports as well. So that just makes this watch feel a lot more well-rounded and like it's ready to use right out of the box, especially for someone like me or someone like you, probably most of the people that watch this channel. All right, that's enough with the upgrades and differences from the Pace 2. It's all about the Pace 3 now. Two small negative things. Number one, it does not have an ANT Plus sensor in it. Now, I think for most people in 2023, this does not matter at all, but for a lot of triathletes or cyclists who have power meters that are ANT only, very expensive pieces of equipment, this could be a deal breaker for you. But if you don't know what I'm talking about with ANT Plus, then it probably doesn't matter for you anyway. Its main way to talk to accessories is via Bluetooth, and now it also has Wi-Fi. So in my opinion, that's actually fine. It's moving into the modern era. It's 2023. There's not a whole lot of things that are ANT Plus only anymore. Pretty much everything works off of Bluetooth. The next thing that is sort of a negative is that it's raising in price by $30 from $200 to $230. But you are getting a few new features like the Wi-Fi. You're getting the new chipset for the dual frequency and the all systems on GPS modes. You're also getting a touchscreen, so $30 for those is not really that big of a change. And to give you my honest thoughts on the Pace 3, there's a few things that I really love about this watch. I love the size and weight of this watch, and I would have no problem wearing it all the time. It's really comfortable. The other big thing is that the heart rate monitor on the back, while it doesn't look that different, it is also more comfortable. I noticed a lot of times with the Pace 2, I would have a big mark right in the middle of my wrist when I took the watch off, but not so much with the Pace 3. So they have increased the comfort a little bit for me. And this next thing is really big. I love having the separate activity modes for road running and trail running. That was just a big problem that I had with the Pace 2, was that I wasn't able to get the correct data that I wanted to see on a trail run, because most of the time I used it for road running, just running kind of like throughout the week from my house, because it was just a super light, comfortable watch. I would actually be wearing it all day and then go out for a run. But then when I went trail running, I usually picked up a different watch because I wanted to see different data fields. So now having the trail running mode enabled on the Pace 3, I'm not going to have to do that anymore, and I can see different things when I'm road running versus when I'm trail running. Just to wrap this up and give you my final thoughts, the Pace 2 was already the watch that I recommended to most new people getting into the sport, someone who just wanted a GPS watch to track their activities. And now with the Pace 3, it's probably going to be an even bigger recommendation from me. I just don't see a whole lot of drawbacks with this watch for the price. You're only paying $230 for this watch. Something like the Phoenix 7 Sapphire, $900. Of course, that's going to be a much better watch when it comes to the hardware. You're going to be able to smash it into rocks, and it might even break the rock. This watch is going to be a lot different. If you hit it really hard, the case could crack. The lens might scratch. It's plastic. It feels a lot less expensive than a Phoenix 7 or a Vertex 2 or even an Apple Watch Ultra. With the Pace 3, you're saving a lot of money on the hardware, but you're getting a lot of the features of these much more expensive watches. So if that is a compromise that you're willing to make, the Pace 3 becomes an almost like, it's kind of a no-brainer at this point. So that's it for my review of the COROS Pace 3. If you're interested in picking one up, definitely check out the links below. They help support my channel. And thank you again to COROS for sending this out early so that I could review it and bring you guys this information. I just really like this watch. I think it's a good buy. I don't think there's really anything on the market that really competes with it at this price range. That said, if you have any questions, definitely leave them in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye.